This tutorial discusses the use of periodicals in academic research. There are different kinds of periodicals. There are popular magazines like People, Newsweek, Ebony, and Sports Illustrated. There are trade publications such as Arts and Activities, the Horn Book, and Today's Catholic Teacher. And there are scholarly journals such as the Journal of Religion, American Literature, and the Journal of School Psychology. Popular magazines cover a variety of topics such as fashion, sports, health, music, current events, and celebrities. You will frequently see these types of magazines in the checkout lane at supermarkets and other retailers, as well as in bookstores. Magazine articles are generally written by journalists or writers. They contain a lot of ads, along with photos and illustrations. The articles are generally short, with no footnotes. These types of publications are usually published frequently, perhaps every week. Articles in scholarly journals are peer-reviewed, which means that experts approve the article prior to publication. Keep in mind, though, that not everything in a scholarly journal is peer-reviewed. These journals also publish editorials and book reviews, and these do not go through the peer-reviewed process. Authors of scholarly articles will have their qualifications listed with the article. Articles are usually long and have a lot of footnotes. While graphs and charts are common, there is usually very little color. These journals are published less frequently, perhaps quarterly, and rarely have advertisements. Some examples of trade journals include Today's Catholic Teacher, the Horn Book, Arts and Activities, and American Artist. You will find characteristics of both popular magazines and scholarly journals in trade journals. Trade journals have shorter articles with a lot of color photos and advertisements, just like popular magazines. Like scholarly journals, trade journals are aimed at a specific profession with articles written by people from that profession. For example, the article shown here is from Today's Catholic Teacher and was written by the Director of the Office of Evangelization and Lifelong Faith Formation of the Diocese of St. Petersburg. Like popular magazines, trade journals have advertisements. Ads in trade journals are aimed at the profession, such as this book list ad from the American Libraries. Scholarly journals publish in-depth articles, often with original research, while the articles in trade journals are shorter and include things relevant to the day-to-day workings of a particular profession, such as this license renewal article for nurses. Is Bloomberg Businessweek a popular magazine read by people interested in economic and business issues? Or is it a trade publication for business people? You could argue either way. These classifications are not always clear-cut. If the classification of the publication determines whether you're allowed to use it in your assignment, only one opinion matters: your professor. There are exceptions to these classifications. For example, the pages shown here are from Art Journal. Scholarly journals in art will have more color images due to the nature of this discipline. The most important determination is peer review. The library subscribes to several online databases to access journal articles. If your professor has not arranged for your class to have a session with a librarian to learn to use these databases, you can find tutorials on the library's website or contact a librarian for assistance. Some journals are also available through the internet, although many of them charge for access to the whole article. So when looking for journal articles, it's best to start with the library's databases. For a list of some of the open access journals you can find online, check out the resource guides found on the library's website. So when are periodicals a good choice for information? Popular magazines focusing on news are excellent choices for current events. Magazines like Newsweek, Time, and U.S. News and World Report give more in-depth coverage than other news sources on important issues of the day. Trade journals are a great choice when looking for information about practical issues in your profession. For example, a teacher could find ideas on new art projects for elementary kids in a trade journal such as Arts and Activities. Scholarly journals are the best place to look for current research. For example, for a paper on the psychological impact of racism, you would want to look at a peer-reviewed journal such as the Journal of Clinical Child and Adolescent Psychology or the Journal of Counseling Psychology. If you have questions about this tutorial, contact a librarian for more information.